And our last question like this. Oh, sad times. Again, looks like a bit of a monstrosity, but really we're just going step by step through this all, reducing. So we've got our one thing here, sine, we've got another sine, a sine, a tan, a sine. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reductions we need to do. So let's get them ready here. Got that one, we've got this, and we've got purpley one at the, not that far, purpley one here, and let's go light blue. Okay, what do we have ready all the time? Wonky cast diagram. Okay, there it is. I always like to go X, Y. As I said before, you don't need to put the arrowheads on the X, Y even, but we definitely want to just have the CAST, and probably worthwhile just to have our, that's 0 degrees, that's 90 degrees, that's 180 on the straight line, this is 270, and then if we keep going round, a full revolution is 360 degrees. Okay, so let's go through each of these. Equals, I know, in fact let's have them really ready. So that's going to be that one, that's going to be that one, then we're plussing something else, we're plussing our sign on the bottom, something's getting added, and now we're really just going to fill out our template. Okay, so let's start with this. Sine 360 might, well then I know it's going to stay sine, and you're going to see later in the week sometimes sine is going to change to cos, but 360 plus or minus, 180 plus or minus stays sine. We just need to work out positive or negative. 360 minus theta, pretend theta was 20 degrees, then it would be 360 minus 20, that would be 340. 340 we know is sitting over here. All we care about is that which quadrant are we in, cos, so this should be negative because it's not sine. Okay, then we go to the next one. Sine of 180 plus or minus stays sine of theta. 180 minus, imagine that were 20, then it would be 180 minus 20. So I'm saying, imagine that we were saying that theta was 20, then this number would be 160. In other words, we'd be sitting in this quadrant. Point is 180 minus. We've just gone back a little bit. So we're in sine's quadrant. We're in quadrant 2. So it stays positive. You don't need to write the positive. Just putting it there for thoroughness. Okay, then we keep going. Sine of 180 plus. Here's 180. And we're going around a little bit more. So we're in tan's quadrant. So we know that 180 plus and minus stays sine. Tans, which means this has to be negative. Purple. Tan of 135. Oh, now we've got a real number to work with. 135. Well, that's sitting in this quadrant. So we're sitting in sine. So therefore, this is tan of, and it's going to be a negative. So 135. So if this is 135, how much further do we need to go to get to the x-axis? Let's just work it out, right? 180 minus 135, another 45. In other words, this is 45 over here. Okay, then we've got our last bit, sine of 180 plus theta. 180 plus, well, that was down here. That's like this one here. So we've got, sitting down here, this is tan's quadrant. So 180 plus stays as sine theta. It's tan, so it must be negative. Now don't do what, to be honest, I almost thought, sure, we missed a trick. We could have just cancelled these. Why can we not just cancel that sign with that sign? 2 terms on top, 2 terms on the bottom. Okay, let's make that plus was part of the original one. Okay, so let's go. Equals. Now we've got negative sine theta times positive sine theta. So that gives us, I'm going to put everything in blue. So that gives us negative sine squared theta plus minus sine theta, so minus sine theta. Okay, negative tan 45, calculator to the rescue, tan 45, 1, okay, we should have known that, I think, minus 1, plus minus sine theta, minus sine theta. Now it looks like we might be done, but we're not. There's more we can do. If we're simplifying, it would be nice if we had one term over one term. Sine squared theta, sine theta, there's a common factor here. We could take out sine theta as our common factor. So if we took out sine theta, or perhaps negative sine theta, then negative sine theta times sine theta would give us negative sine squared theta. Think sine theta times sine theta, sine squared. Okay, minus sine theta, so plus 1. Let's take out a negative on the denominator. Well, minus 1 is 1, minus sine theta plus sine theta. Okay, now you didn't have to take out the negative. If you took out a positive sine theta, it would still work out. Okay, so let's see what we can cancel. Well, this negative divided by negative is a positive. Okay, and then we've got, oh, this whole bracket's the same. 1 plus sine theta plus 1. So what are we left with? Just sine theta. As I said, I just want to jot this down in case you had done it to say, or you might have said that our common factor was sine theta, and you said this is minus sine theta minus 1, and on the denominator you left it as is, as minus 1 minus sine theta. That would have actually probably been a lot easier, wouldn't it? Because you would have said, well, that's the same as that whole thing, and you would have equaled sine theta. So either or.